Quiet, please. Thank you. Madison Keys to serve. Ready.
And you can hear the crowd very loud, and Mariana Veljovic trying to calm this crowd down. It just echoes, especially when the roof is closed. And those are, that first point, it's shades of what we saw from Keys last night when she played Suarez Navarro. She controlled the points with her serve. Very high first serve percentage, but even when she hit the second serves, never got herself in trouble.
Coming back with power. That's one of the things that you're going to have to absorb when you come into the net.
Absolutely, and not the place where Madison Keys is that comfortable. She likes to come in when she's in control. She doesn't like to be brought in. And that's the 1-2 she's looking for. The serve out wide, set the point up, and then just finish it off.
Madison Keys leads the tournament field in first serve points won by percentage. She wins 79% of the points on her first serve so far in this U.S. Open.
40-15.
There are a couple of them to bring her to a game point. Keys also has a tie for 9th fastest serve overall at 117 miles an hour. Osaka has the 4th fastest serve.
To say, I wonder who's
ahead
ahead.
of her.
40-13.
Guess who's first?
Could it be the young lady that's in the finals?
Serena, yeah, without question. Keys second in aces in the tournament. Osaka 4th. Guess who's first? Serena.
Game Keys.
So a service hold to start the match, and a solid one at that for Madison Keys. They'll change ends, and we will see Osaka on the serve for the first time. That was a 4th round match. Osaka won the first set 6-3, but then the Belarusian Sabalenka won the second set 6-2. And Osaka was down a break in the third, but won it 6-4.
Game Osaka.
And that's just such a good first serve. That's virtually unreturnable from Osaka. So she sends it right back to Madison Keys. Keys serving a very good first game, and Osaka sending the signal, yep, your serve's big, so is mine.
What I liked about what I heard from both of these players in their walk-on interviews before they came on the court, they both said the same thing. I want to go out and have fun.
Yes.
Now, winning is the most fun.
Yes, and the guy who's made it a lot of fun for Osaka, Sasha Bajin, her coach right there. Very interesting story, Sasha. 8 years with Serena Williams as her hitting partner, has been with some other players, but now this is his first real shot with Naomi Osaka at the big time as the main guy, as the head coach, and he's done just a wonderful job with her and says some fascinating things about Osaka. Talks about how he wants her to learn to be the boss on the court, just like Serena is the boss.
Good cross court.
15 on.
And what Osaka says about Beijing is he's helped her be more positive. She said sometimes she got down on herself and she was too negative on the court, and he's helped her be more positive in her attitude and approach to a match.
Absolutely. And that was a great running, hitting the ball on the run. That's an area that Osaka has improved dramatically.
15-13.
And you see Keys going to that drop shot. That's an indication that she wants to mix things up, but also out of respect for the power of Osaka. Maybe doesn't want to get into that bash-a-thon type of match with her.
30 all.
Doesn't this match have the feeling when you watch these two players play through the 5 rounds to get to the semifinal tonight that they're going to be like 3-6-4 sets?
Quiet, please.
Yeah.
Just one mistake in each set is going to be the swing.
And you just get the feeling a match like this is going to come down to the intangibles.
40,
Who's going to
30.
be more opportunistic? Who's going to deal with that moment when they're confronted with something that maybe takes them out of their comfort zone? How do you deal with that?
Who gets behind love 30 in a game and can knuckle down and not let it rattle them?
Game, Keys.
Service hold for Keys, and we are on serve early in this first set inside
Keys
Arthur
leads
Ashe Stadium.
2 games to 1.
Yeah, I think Lynn's like, gotta get that.
Advantage, Keys.
And so another chance at the service break for Keys. His mom.
There's Mama sitting there.
And the coaching advisors by committee.
Yes. And love the reaction from Osaka. Gets that serve in and then takes control with the forehand, and Sasha's up out of his chair. And that's the way to play. Fall behind love 40, just hang in there, and that is sensational.
Advantage, Osaka.
Osaka has only lost a service game 4 times in this tournament so far.
Pretty amazing, and this she holds after falling behind love 40 is a real pick-me-up.
Game, Osaka.
And does. So saving 4 break points to hold serve, Naomi Osaka, and we're even at 2 games apiece in this opening
2
set.
games all, first set.
The first one got dumped into the net.
Yeah, you saw that little fist pump there from Osaka, so engaged.
Game, Osaka.
Service break to Osaka, and she takes the lead in this opening set, 3 games to 2.
Osaka
The US Open
leads
semifinal.
3 games to 2, first set.
She said the thing she's been able to do is not get away from her game plan. Remember her game plan in these big moments and have the discipline to stick with it.
All.
Just not finding the range there.
No, and there are times when Keys just has that tendency to overhit. And of course, you're feeling the weight of Osaka's ball also. Big difference from Suarez-Navarro to Osaka. And it's a turnaround of just one night. Didn't have a day in between.
Keys wants the challenge.
On the right far sideline. The ball's called in.
So we'll have our first chase review of the match coming here. Since Keys hit the ball long, it's could be kind of important for her. Well, caught some line.
That's all you need.
40-30. Miss Keys
So
has
game
2
point for
chances remaining.
Osaka to try and get a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, and converting that break of serve would be huge for her.
Lights for service. Yes.
And Alan, you're right about Keys, and she says that she is focusing more on the game plan and not the occasion, and that's how she's dealing with the pressure of defending all of the points that she had, 1,300 points going in, and she's even had humor about defending those points.
Madison could wind up anywhere from 9th to 18th after the U.S. Open, depending on the outcome of tonight and Saturday, if she gets that far.
Advantage Keys.
Double faults.
So if she gets that opportunity to break back, in one of her press conferences, and she was being peppered with questions about all the points she has to defend, and how does she feel about that? How does she feel about that pressure? And she says, well, you know, I'm feeling pressure from your question. So she had humor.
Yes.
Great serve.
And has dealt with it, obviously, extremely well.
Advantage Osaka.
Turning disadvantage into advantage again for Osaka.
And it's just so nice to be able to throw in that big serve. 110 miles an hour.
Yes.
And it may be the longer rallies. What's going to be the difference? We know both players like short points. They like to set points up with their serve. 1-2, 1-2-3. But what's going to happen when you get these rallies of 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 shots?
Well, for Keys, one of the things she's talked about is resisting the urge to just go for the big shot when it's not right.
And in tennis, we call that shot tolerance. And how long can you hang? How long until you feel that you've got to go for the big shots? Are you willing to wait and set the point up when it presents itself and not force things?
So here's a 5th break point in the match for Keys, yet to convert one.
Yes.
Look how heavy are these serves coming in.
They're really big. The other thing, I'm seeing a pattern there. Osaka's going at the Keys forehand on that serve and really starting there. And then like in the last one, when it's really counts, goes right to the Keys backhand. Like there's a real plan to pitch the serve instead of just throw the big heat. There it goes again, right to the forehand, pulling her out of position.
And Maddie takes big swings. She takes big swings at those returns. You know, if she connects, it's great, but you're not always going to connect.
Another 2 break points saved for Naomi Osaka. She stretches out her advantage 4 games to 2 in this opening set.
Osaka leads 4 games to 2 per set.
Absolutely, and Osaka thinks, well, these fans, they kind of like me too. I've spent, I'm 3 years old. I came to New York. I've been in this country a long time. She's talked about that.
Love 30.
Keys is the one that played the night match here last night in Ash, and you'd think that could be somewhat of an advantage. Of course, the roof was open last night, but doesn't seem to be capitalizing on that.
The atmosphere was kind of the same, though.
Yeah,
The fans didn't get into the match until later on.
We got to look at Naomi Osaka's mother, and her parents sacrificed so much for the careers of Tamaki, the careers of both their children. Her sister Mary, also a tennis player. So parents of Naomi Osaka, and of course all tennis parents, they sacrifice plenty for their kids. And just overcooking that and feeling the pressure. Some of it has to be that recognition of you don't have to go so big. The point was there for Keys, but she has that tendency, especially when she's feeling that adrenaline, to overhit. You gotta dial it back some. That was a big point. Could have gotten one of these breaks back. But she knows she's certainly come back against Osaka. No one's going to forget that 5-1 in the third. 2016 here at the US Open. Keys, Osaka, and Keys comes back. And the high part of the net, and Keys refusing to be patient. And we talked about you got to be willing to elongate these points. You don't have to go huge so early in the point.
So set point for Osaka.
Yes.
Luke, straight up the middle. That may be somewhat of a play.
Well, that was one of Lindsay Davenport's big plays in return. Big, deep down the middle, sets up the rest of the point. Keys has got to allow her power to be enough. Not try to win the point, allow her strokes, her big strokes with depth to win.
Best rally of the match so far. Osaka worked Keys off the side of the court, tried to set it up. Keys got back in it, but then couldn't close that one. And another set point for Osaka here.
Shot clock down to 7. Should give him a little time after that incredible point. Serve clock.
Game in first set, Osaka.
Osaka wins the first set. 6 games to 2 in 37 minutes. She's 1 set away from the US Open final.
One thing, and we've seen this several times so far, Osaka's hitting very well on the run. She's hitting better on the run than Keys is so far in this match. And that's an area of the game when these two played in 2016, Osaka did not hit as well on the run as she does today. Improved dramatically in that regard.
30-40.
Keys definitely off range with her shots, and now Osaka with a break chance to open the second set. She has been focused. She's been intense since the match started. And she's been on target.
Miss Osaka is challenging the call on the right
Osaka stopped
baseline.
the
Yes,
challenge, and she might have something here. So a chase review will tell us whether she has just gotten a service break on Keys or not.
Yep.
Sure has.
Game Osaka.
So after winning the first set,
First game, second
Osaka
set.
gets a service break to open the second set, and now will serve to try and put Madison Keys in a real deficit in this match. Might have been the best shot of the match so far from Keys.
And you hit a shot like this, you're way behind the baseline, and then you step in and change direction of the shot, and maybe that is that pick-me-up she needs. Better footwork. Got to keep those feet moving. Think clearly.
14,
And
13.
don't make an error on that next return of serve. It was a good serve. It was 116 miles an hour, so we'll forgive her. But she got a racket on it. Figure out a way to get that back in the court.
Use. Chance here for Keys if she can find a way to get the service break. And she lost back here. Create a little belief, create a little confidence. Will not be playing from behind in this second set.
Advantage Osaka.
115 miles an hour. Pretty sporty.
And you're watching this match, and you see this right here, the drop shot from Madison Keys shows that she's thinking, she knows she's got to do something different, because when you're watching right now, it's Osaka dominating in so many areas, and Keys, she does not have the clearance over the net either side that Osaka has. The clearance for Madison Keys, she's at 21 on the forehand compared to 34 for Osaka. The backhand side, 31 compared to 38. It is Osaka who's just got a much better margin of error. Makes a huge difference.
Advantage Keys.
So opportunity here for Keys. And here come those New York fans trying to pick her up.
Well, we know they want to see a third set, and most likely they want to see a Serena Williams, Madison Keys final. And these long rallies, and Luke, you see it, and we talked about that clearance over the net. Osaka, the shot tolerance is just much greater, and for Madison Keys, she's got to convert one of these break points.
It's rock and soccer. I mean, court level, both players just annihilating the tennis ball, just staring at each other. Who's got a little bit more performance? And it's Osaka with the edge.
Advantage Keys.
So far in the match, when adversity is risen, Osaka has been up to it. But now that the crowd is starting to get into a little bit on the other side of the net, will that affect her in any way? Got it.
Yes.
And she just has the answers. But you go back to that first break point of the match that Madison Keys had. She went for the big forehand, didn't make it. There, she found the forehand off the return, but didn't hit a good enough approach shot. And look how calm, and the footwork inside, off her back foot for Osaka, open stance, and that's just very controlled. That was just beautiful. And so was that.
Wow.
Luke, what do you think of that one?
Huge. Absolutely annihilated that forehand, anticipated the slice out wide and caught it perfectly.
And the reaction, what is that reaction? What does it feel like down there when she hits a shot like that?
The box is going bananas. They're absolutely pushing every button.
89 miles an hour from Keys there.
Yes.
Oh, and then that's the problem, Alan. She's had so many chances to break.
Another one not converted. 0 for 9 in the match on the breakpoint conversion opportunities for Keys. Past 8 minutes in this game. What a great fight. Well, you know, if you're Osaka, if you keep giving Keys chances to break you, at some point it's going to happen.
She is a Grand Slam finalist, so yeah, eventually she's going to catch on. But if I'm Keys, take a few more seconds, get your composure, make her wait a little bit if you can. And you just have to give so much credit to Osaka. 111 miles an hour. She is just handling the moment. And this will just weigh on Keys if she doesn't get this break. 6th deuce of the game.
Advantage Keys.
You have to give Keys some credit here because she's obviously dug in and found some resolve after getting broken to open this second set.
Thank you. Please.
What a second serve.
That will be one to remember. And even Madison Keys just got a little wry smile. Are you kidding me? Basically went for a first serve. Is this Nick Kyrgios? Going for basically a first serve on a second on a big point.
Advantage Keys.
And if I'm Keys, maybe I give Osaka a little different look on this return. Maybe either move in, stand back, just something different. Don't let her feel so comfortable.
Use.
Wow. Buck 16 right down the tee.
No intimidation here from Osaka.
Too long.
Advantage Osaka.
And Keys did beautifully. She executed the drop shot. She moves in behind it. She went cross court, had to cover that line. Too big a swing, but how calmly Osaka handled that low ball with two hands, that's very difficult. She did it very well under duress. Has saved all these break points, and now it's got her own ad. You had to, even you had to look your Keys, you had to look for that big one up the tee. And you look where she's standing. Is she gonna go try to go up that tee again? It's wide open.
Game Osaka.
Every question that Madison Keys has asked of Naomi Osaka in this match so far, she's had the answer for it. 2 games to love, second set, after winning the first.
Second set.
Luke, we were talking about it, how much Osaka reminds all of us of that young Serena.
There's just so much about her, the composure, the confidence, the big weapons. That 99 was magical for Serena. It was really, the world got to see the future of greatness that year.
And this is just big, and love the margin of error you see on that shot. She's in control, but she doesn't go for too much. Absolutely gorgeous from Keys. And maybe she's starting to time the ball better. She's getting used to the Osaka heavy groundies more, but she has laid into some just magnificent ground strokes in this second set. But again, it's time. Can she get it done? Can she get the break of serve that she needs?
Advantage Osaka.
Naomi Osaka has been extraordinary in this tournament, winning points on her second serve, so far above her season average. You could kind of feel on those last 2 swings, right? Keys going for the big shot there. And so another service hold for Naomi Osaka.
If you're going to bring it at a slam.
Osaka has really been a tennis steamroller in this tournament. 3-2 in her opener. 2 in love in her second round. Love in love in the third round against Sasnovich.
30 love.
Actually lost a set in the fourth round to Sabalenka, but won the other 2, 3 and 4. And then against an ailing Lesia Sarenko the other day, 59 minutes, 1-1 in a quarterfinal.
Yes, that Sabalenka match said a lot. Sabalenka was the player of the summer.
Yes.
And it was interesting how Osaka, down a break in the third set, said, you know what, I felt like I was the more experienced player for once in a big match. And it showed. And maybe what she gleaned from that match, she's up against it, serving to stay in it.
Madison Keys needs the rally of all rallies right now. Keys so bitterly disappointed after working all the way to the US Open final a year ago.
30 love.
Only to really throw a clunker out there on court. Lose to her friend Sloane Stephens. Now back again in a semifinal. And her service games in this second set have been strong.
She ain't going down without a fight, and she will make Osaka serve this out.
Game Keys.
Service hold to love. And in a minute, Naomi Osaka will serve to try and go to the US Open final.
Osaka leads 5 games to 4, second set, and by 1 set to 1.
Naomi Osaka serving for a spot in the US Open final.
Love 15.
She has faced love 30. She's faced love 40 in this match so far and hasn't yielded a break to Madison Keys. Naomi Osaka living here in New York City after being born in Japan, living in New York from age 3 to about 8 or 9, she says. She says this US Open was the first tournament she saw live.
30-15.
First time she saw all the pros she saw on TV in person. She said she's always dreamed of winning a Grand Slam, and that if she did win a Grand Slam, that the first one she won would be here, this tournament.
2 points away, 2 terrific first serve to get her to 30-15.
And now match points.
Thank you.
There it is. Naomi Osaka will play Serena Williams for the US Open Championship. What a performance for the 20-year-old.